My name's Brendan Wells. I'm a whitewater kayaker and a seeker of any adventure that's a portal into the flow state. Follow along as we seek unrun rivers and wild adventures around Alaska and beyond. We're back. 11 months ago, we were attempting to paddle the North Fork of the Bremner River. We more or less failed, but we still had a really good trip, but the water was way too low. We had issues getting up to the North Fork of Bremner, but everything seems to be working out a lot better this year. We're gonna rally down the Teikel this afternoon, hopefully get down to the bottom, and then got to paddle a bunch of flatwater tomorrow morning in order to meet Jay, who's gonna come land and pick us up, shuttle us to the top of the North Fork Bremner, and then we've got 2 days to run that back into the Copper, out to Cordova, hop on a ferry back to Whittier, and hopefully this will be redemption from last year. I'm excited to see what's in store for us, so let's go find out. Definitely wouldn't say the Teikel's a classic, but other than the 4 portages, it was much more fun, whitewater than last time, some good boofs, and the whole thing just went a lot quicker with a lot more water in it. We got about 30 miles of flat water down to the Bremner dunes. Made it to the top of the North Fork Bremner. The river's looking awesome. We got Parker on his way. Jay will be coming up here tomorrow morning. After last year's failed mission, it feels exceptionally good to be up here. And yeah, the river looks perfect. It's definitely still big in there, but compared to a month and a half ago when you were here last, there's a lot more banks showing, so a lot more eddies, a lot more places we can get out and scout and portages if we need to, but I know it's gonna be a lot bigger once we're in there, and hopefully we're just able to piece together everything and try and bust out the whole 12-mile canyon. Frosty morning up here. We're waiting for the sun to come up so we can dry out our sleeping bags a little bit and warm up. place is crazy. First glance, you might think that that's all rock, but it's actually a big old ice wall. Real cool rapid going into it. Pretty unique river, to say the least. It's awesome. Perfect timing. Parker and I just got done running the upper section, 4 big rapids, and just got an in-reach message from Jay that he found someone to fly his plane up, because our original pilot that was supposed to fly him here this morning bailed, but somehow he tracked down a pilot who he's flying up with, and then the other pilot's gonna rip his plane back to Cordova, and then we'll have shuttle set. Making good progress down the Bremner. Loving this style of gorge. It's really unique for Alaska. Really fun whitewater. Couple big moves, but nothing too scary. It's always interesting to be on the ground after plane scouting something and not really being exactly sure how big it's going to be. But once we got down here, it's way more manageable. So yeah, we're stoked. Looks real continuous downstream, and any more good rapids to come.
Throw your uppercut, try to hit me in the gut, thinking that I won't react. You whispering my name, thinking I won't be the same, turn fiction into fact. See what you didn't know, bruises that'll never show, slipping on your every jab. So tighten up your fist, step into the ring with this, I hope your mama's got your back.
Such a quality run, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Definitely want to come back for this run. Whew. So sick.
About 4 or 5 hours now of getting stuck. Going really slow when we're not getting stuck, but the end is near. We can see the confluence about 10 miles. If the eel would fly straight that way. Realized that last year is probably not the time to do it. We could have got down the river, but it definitely wouldn't have been as fun of whitewater, and we had just enough water to get through these braided channels. I'm sure with the low water last year, we probably would have had to walk down the whole thing. But all in all, it's like, yeah, dream trip come true.
North Fork of the Bremner, probably the best all-around kayaking trip I've experienced in Alaska. Non-stop whitewater from start to finish until you hit the confluence. Full 10-hour day of not one pool to be seen. Grade A wilderness trip for sure.
As per tradition, we made up some glacier margaritas over sunset, paddled the rest of the way down the Copper to Cordova, and then hopped on the ferry from Cordova back to Whittier to finish up the trip.